Hey guys, Melina Lott here. It's been a while since I've done a Get Real post, and it's October. I can't believe it. You wouldn't know from the weather because here in Oklahoma it's been like upper 70s and 80s this week. But I have a job. I work 3 days a week at a PR firm that's not far from here, and they told me that there was a park, and I was like, oh, had to get out and enjoy the sunshine. So, but what I wanted to talk about is the 4 agreements. So with all the transformation happening in my life right now, it was a really great time to revisit the 4 agreements. And so I just wanted to go over those with you and really encourage you to get the book. It's short, simple, effective, but yet really hard to live by every day. And I think that's, the best when it's something that you really have to work at and keep reminding ourselves of, which is why I'm doing this video. So the first agreement is to be impeccable with your word. So really choose your words carefully and not using poisonous words, in your mind, thinking them about yourself, or when you're sending them out to other people, it really becomes a boomerang and actually affects you. So that's something I'm really working on right now, not gossiping about, my situation. It's like, what's the line between you telling people about what's going on and then and or oversharing? That's something really be impeccable to choose your words with integrity, because they have so much power. The second agreement is don't take things personally. And wow, we cause ourselves so much grief by taking things personally, and that can be really difficult, but it's not about you. It really is about them and their feelings on things. So that's what I've have to keep reminding myself is when you share some news, whatever they say back is their own perception of the situation and their own ideologies and also their own fears, things that they've gone through. And so if we don't take it personally, you automatically have that shield, that armor, and it's amazing, and you keep yourself from so much grief. Okay, and the third agreement is don't make assumptions. We do this all the time, and we assume what the other person is thinking, and if they're quiet or they haven't responded, then we automatically assume the worst, which is not healthy for us. And so the way that we can get around that is to ask questions, be direct, be clear. So we're clear with our words and we're clear with our questions, and then they can answer back, and that's how you get to the truth, because assumptions are simply perceptions, or they could be shoulds, what we think we should be doing and what they should be thinking. And, often that's a lie, and it's our own reality on our mind, but that isn't the truth. And so the way that we can not make assumptions is to simply ask the person, find out the truth, whether or not it's something that we want to hear. And that's what I love. So many of my friends are like, well, Melina, you're not going to want to hear this, but, and I'm like, yeah, hit me with it. That's what I need. I want people to be straight with me, and that's what you want in all of your relationships. You don't want to guess, where you are or what the other person's feeling or whatever. And then the fourth agreement is always do your best. And that sounds like, obviously something we've heard since we were little and from our teachers and on and on and on. But really that means you're always doing your best in your present situation. So if you are not feeling well, your best isn't going to be the same as if you are feeling awesome that day or have a ton of energy. So it's always giving the best with what you have and the tools that you have that day. Not only your attitude and all that, but the circumstances around you. So, I tell myself, am I doing my best? Do I need to cut myself some slack? Usually I do, need to. And, but those are awesome things to live by. The cool thing is the fifth agreement, which I'm reading right now, is really takes that a step farther, and on all those things to just really live authentically and to live your truth. And that's to live by your nature, which is what you were born with. If you strip away all the conditioning and the culture and all that, like, who are you at your foundation, and that's that self-awareness is really important, and it's not like it's something that needs to be that we should think too much about, like that you were overthinking something, and definitely not slipping into making assumptions about ourselves or our lives or whatever, but simply to be aware of your feelings. How do things sit with you? And your body can respond, positively or negatively to every situation. So even just keeping the cues of our body, then we'll know if we're in a bad situation or a good situation, and if we're living our truth in terms of our jobs, our relationships, our kids, love, your hobbies, your extracurricular activities, your feelings about religion and politics and the stuff that's going on. What really resonates with you, and think through that. And of course, I always recommend journaling, and I think it's so helpful for anything that we're going through in our lives. And so that's kind of a summary of the 4 agreements and introduction to the 5th agreement. So I hope that you'll check that out, and I'll keep you posted with another Get Real post whenever I feel inspired by it. But today I definitely felt inspired. So thank you all for being on this journey with me.